Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. It really means a lot. So by the way, the camera is like right over here because I'm filming on my phone. I don't have a vlogging camera yet. Another thing, I tried to film this outside. I just got home actually, just changed, and I just really wanted like a sea view background because I live near the seaside, but it's just too hot. Hong Kong heat is like too much. Like I cannot. So I filmed a bit. I don't even know what I filmed, but I got up and left immediately. Hey guys, so I thought I filmed like a, oh sorry, it's so hot right now. So I thought I filmed like a get to know me kind of video. So so that really sucked. But it's okay. I think this is also fine. It's like homey feeling, so let's just like chill, like a sleepover. So maybe let's start with an introduction first. So hi, what's that? So hi, my name is Shanza. I'm 27. I'm gonna be 28 this coming November. I'm Hong Kong born Filipina Pakistani. My mom is Filipina, my dad is Pakistani. I currently live here in Hong Kong. I grew up here, and I also grew up in the Philippines when I went back with my mom, and then my dad stayed here in Hong Kong. And so why I wanted to start a YouTube channel. So basically, I just really want to document, because this, to me at least, this is like an achievement, because it took a while for me to get here, like for such a long time I was really lost. I didn't know what I wanted, and finally I'm here. I'm going to be starting my sub degree. I'm going to be getting my bachelor's, and I just wanted to try something new. Why not? Everyone else is doing it. So, and I also just wanted to share like my experience as a 27-year-old in college. So why am I still in college at 27? We have to go like way, way, way back for this. So let's start. So I started my studies here in Hong Kong in grade 2, or primary 2. In Hong Kong, they use the term primary and secondary, but in the Philippines, they use, I think, the same as the US. They use elementary and high school. So if I keep switching grade 2 primary, first year high school, or secondary 2, I'm sorry, but I'm just letting you know now. So I started primary 2 in Hong Kong, and then I completed that, and then I moved on to P3, primary 3. And then I only finished half a semester of P3 here in Hong Kong because my brother and my younger brother, he's only a year younger than me. He is 97. I'm 96. And then we had to go back to the Philippines with my mom and my brother. And then for some reason, when I went back, this was around July, I think around 2005 now. So how old was I? I think I have notes. I actually wanted to write them down because it gets confusing. So in the Philippines, their school year there, they start at, where are my notes? Why am I not looking? So they start from July to May, I think end of May or mid-May. And then in Hong Kong, same as the West, we start from September to July, like mid-July. And then also I wanted to say, around before 2012 in the Philippines, they only had like 4 years of high school. So July of 2005, we went back, and then we found a school. This was like the main public school in that area. This was like a small town. And then for some reason, I think because the school system, like between the Philippines and Hong Kong, they were much different. They put me back in second grade, even though I had already completed second grade. So when we went back, I was supposed to start prime. Actually, I was supposed to start grade 3 all over again because they had just started the semester, you know. But no, they put me back in grade 2, and now by that time I was already in the same batch as my younger brother. So I was already a year behind. Maybe we should count how many years I'm like behind, because surprise, surprise later. It's gonna like, anyway, so now I'm 1 year behind. And then maybe like a trigger warning. This is gonna be like maybe triggering for some of you. Let me just like pause for a bit. So the culture in Hong Kong is much different than in the Philippines. So Hong Kong is an international city. You're gonna see like every race, every nationality, different types of skin tone, and no one's gonna bat an eye unless you're racist. Then yeah, you're gonna notice. But in the Philippines, for some reason, I don't know why they, not all of them, okay, but like it's so common over there to glorify fair skin. Like everyone there is literally just like trying to be as white as paper. And if you're dark, you're gonna get made fun of, get bullied, and then they're just gonna pass it off as a joke. So that's what happened to me when I went back, because I'm dark skinned. Even this now is not even that dark, I think, but I was much darker than this. Maybe I'll show you here. And then, so I got bullied, and every motivation I had to go to school, to study, to just, be a little schoolgirl, it all disappeared. I didn't want to go to school anymore. I hated the bullying, and also we weren't even that used to speaking our Filipino, so we spoke Bisaya and not Tagalog. Tagalog. But so we didn't speak that in Hong Kong, rarely, because we tried to speak English as much as we could. So when we went back, we also got made fun of for that, and then it just I just hated it. So I started to cut class, and this was a public school, mind you, so it was so easy to just skip school, leave the school, and just not go at all. What's worse was that I dragged my brother as well, and I shouldn't have, but I'm so sorry. Even after me cutting classes, I still got promoted because I had good grades. I wouldn't say I'm dumb. I'm like maybe like averagely smart. And then so moving on to P3, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, I was bullied this whole time. The bullying didn't stop. I kept getting called negra and many more. And yeah, I also was a very sensitive child, so that just wasn't. So yeah, and by the time I reached grade 5, I started fighting back. I kind of like just picked myself up and said like you to everyone. I started to treat them the way they treated me, and then I don't know, I started getting mean, and I just started fighting back. Like, I didn't want to get bullied anymore. So after 5th grade, it even got worse because I started becoming a rebel. I was already rebelling, yeah, when I started cutting classes, but worse because I dropped out of grade 6. I just did not want to go to school anymore. My lack of interest in my studies just became worse, and then I dropped out. And my childhood friends, by the way, I think 2 of them were also dropouts. So that made me feel like this was all normal, you know? So when I dropped out of grade 6 for the first time, I say that like I did it so many times. Maybe I did. Stay tuned. But so this was the year 2009, 2010. I was around 13, 14 years old. I'm a November baby, so maybe like 13. Yeah, I was 13. And then, so in my neighborhood, I didn't even do anything because my childhood friends, we just hung out, did nothing, played around, went to play computer games or something, and then but when they went back to school, I also went back to school. If y'all are wondering where the hell was your mom, my mom was there. She couldn't stop me because I was too much, like too much. So in July 2010, I went back to school. My friends and I, the ones who were dropouts, we didn't go to the same school because if we did, that would have been well. But anyway, so they went to we all went to separate schools. So I did grade 6, part 2, and then I was 14 years old, and I had a much better experience in this batch. I didn't feel very bullied because in this batch there were not repeats, but there were some students who are also the same age as me, and I didn't get bullied that much for my skin tone because this was, I think, around the time when there was a Miss Universe Philippines who was dark skinned. I think her name was Venus something, and they all kept calling me Venus Raj, something like that. So they all kept calling me her, you know, which I don't know if, I mean, I'll just take it as a compliment. She was very beautiful, you know. I will never forget her, all because of her. I got so many compliments because of her, and they all started calling me, "You're so beautiful." Like, really? Y'all were calling me names before. And then, this was also the year that I finally finished grade 6. I graduated, y'all. So, and then after grade 6 comes freshman year. This was really when it all went downhill for me. Because I also went to a public school. And not to shit on public schools, but like, it's just that this school was also the main high school. So I went to C Elementary School, and then I went to C National High School. And this school, because everyone wants to go to this school, this was like the main one. It it couldn't cater to all to the amount of students that were enrolling in the school. So it was divided into two instead, so day class and then night class. And my first try of freshman year, I keep saying that, but my so when I was new to freshman year, I did day class first.
Hi, it's future me. Just ignore my camera. My front camera is broken. But I just wanted to say that I mentioned about a partition. It's because even though this was the main high school, it still did not have enough classrooms. So my classrooms for my freshman year, it was in the gym among with other higher classes. So what was dividing us were blackboards. So that's what I meant by partition.
My neighboring class, so in the beginning, I said in before 2012 Philippines, this was 2011. So Philippines only had 4 years of high school at this time. And then my neighboring class, they were juniors already, so they were a third year high school. And I actually made friends with them because I sat near the partition and they were also there. And these kids, you know, they were like doing just bad things in there, and not drugs, but like, you know, like drinking in school. And it was that easy to do these kinds of things in that school. And also, during recess, you can go out of the school. Nothing good is ever gonna happen if you're the kind of student that likes to skip classes. And I was one of those students, and they were also that. So, what happened? I barely went to school in my first month, mind you. Oh, we just went karaoke, we just went to eat, we just went to the malls, we went to the beach. Like, also, by the way, did I mention that these girls were gangsters? They were such badass, by the way. But also, they never forced me to join their gang. They were really nice to me in that aspect. So, because my attendance was really poor in the day class, so I was either kicked out from the day class or I just transferred. I'm really not sure. And I wasn't doing all too well in the night class either. And my mom at this time, she was living in the city, and my aunt was the one who was watching over my brother and I. And you know what? Like, to be honest, I don't even know where my brother was during this whole time. During this entire fiasco, I had no idea where he was. And so we transferred to the city to another night school because this night school by day was an elementary school. And I actually improved a lot in this school because I had such a great teacher. I still remember her. She was the one who actually made me realize, like, I'm actually a smart student. What the hell am I doing? But despite all that, I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to my like subconscious. And even though I still skipped some classes in this night school with my two best friends, those two crackles, I managed to at least complete freshman year. Finally, am I right? And also, this was all in the year 2011, 2012. And by the time I completed freshman year, I was already 16. And then after freshman year, the government in Hong Kong, now we're back to Hong Kong, the government sent a letter to my dad saying, hey, if you don't bring your kids back right now, we're going to strip them off of their permanent residency. So that was urgent, and then we had to suddenly come back. So after freshman year, this was in 2012, and then we came back in August of 2012. So August 2012, we came back. Our permanent residency was fine. Nothing bad happened. But also that same year in December, just I think about a week before Christmas, I went back to the Philippines because I didn't want to stay here. Not that I didn't want to be with my dad. It's just that I already built a life back in the Philippines, and I was also 16. So when you're at that age, you just you just do what you want to do. And my brother, however, he stayed and he enrolled for the semester of 2012 2013. And for some reason, also, he was repeated first year high school. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, so I did nothing in the Philippines when I went back. I also don't know why. So then I missed another school year. So now I was 3 years behind. So I got repeated in grade 2. I dropped out grade 6. I missed second year, first try. But by 2013 May, I came back, and then September 2013, I enrolled for the new school year, and then 2013, 2014, I was already about 17, 18 years old. I completed second year high school, and from then on, I had a really good experience with high school. And then 2017, 2018 was the year that I graduated high school.
Hi, me again. I graduated high school at the age of 22, and if I had not gotten repeated and I didn't drop out and everything, I would have graduated high school at the age of 16.
Then after high school graduation was our leaving exam, the Hong Kong DSEs. I sadly didn't get enough scores to get into uni. If I wanted to get a sub degree or bachelor's degree, I had to start off from diploma, and then that was 1 year, and then sub degree 2 years, bachelor's 2 years. So to me, that was like a lot of years, and I already missed a lot of years. So I didn't want to do that. So then after high school, 2018, I just worked. I worked in the food and beverage industry. I did sales associate, and I had especially when I was a waitress, I had a really high paying job as a non-Chinese speaker, especially. That's like a blessing. It's so hard to get a job here if you're non-Chinese, like really non-Chinese speaker, I mean. So then I worked from 2018 until COVID. Oh, sorry. And then when COVID hit, A lot of the companies couldn't afford to pay their staff anymore, so they gave us less and less working hours, and I was one of those staff that got less and less working hours. And it was too bad because I really enjoyed working as a waitress, just like talking to people, even though it was so annoying a lot of the time. You know what it's like, you people out there who've worked in the customer service industry. Really. I looked for other jobs because I was realizing, like, the cycle of working 9 hours, 10 hours every day. Sometimes you don't even have time for yourself. So I looked for other jobs, and then I landed a job as a playgroup teacher. This was in 2023. And I really enjoyed working as a playgroup teacher. That's when my passion for teaching like sparked. And then that same year of August, I decided that I wanted to go back to college. I was like, you know what, fine. Because the minimum qualification in Hong Kong to be a qualified teacher is a sub degree. So I just went back to college. I got my diploma just this year, 2024, in June. And then so now next month, now it all comes back here. So next month, I'm finally starting my sub degree, my higher diploma. Yeah, so if you stayed through all of that trauma dump, I guess, that whole ass circus, thank you. So you guys are going to be seeing more of me. I hope that you guys subscribe. Even if you don't, it's fine. You can just like maybe remember me and check up on me. Maybe I'll throw in a surprise and drop out. No, I won't do that. Never again. This time I'm serious. For now, I'll say goodbye and thank you for watching. Do follow my Instagram because I post a lot of dumb shit there as well. So if you're the kind of person who likes dumb shit, this is her. Anyways, thank you. Bye bye.